Okay, so we're going to take a PDF that we get from Pearson, and we're going to turn it into a writable um, Google document, but not quite a document. Something you'll be able to share with your students. They'll be able to make their own copy, which you'll be able to see, and they'll be able to write down their answers on a math page, and it'll be shared with you so that you can correct it, and it will not require them to print any papers. Okay? So first thing you'll need to do is start off at the portal and go to the Pearson Easy Bridge. And this could work for any PDF that you get, but I'm just going to show you this one because I've had one or two teachers ask me how this could happen. When you open up Pearson Easy Bridge, you will see your class here. You should know that this is what you click on, but if not, that's how you get there. And then when you're in here, we're just going to browse your textbook. You may have, if you haven't used the Pearson Easy Bridge before, you'll have to go through and set all this up, but it pretty much walks you straight through it. So I'm actually in the process of setting up one right now for when we come back to school and have to begin teaching online again, or begin teaching online, start teaching again. And it's in the Extending Fraction Concepts section. And for lesson 13.1, I'm going to want my students to do both the reteach and the practice side. And I'm going to find, I've already done the reteach one. Now I want to find practice. There it is. I'm going to click on practice. So let me download it. And then if I open up the download, there's my nice clean copy. It's too big. I want the whole thing in there. So I'm going to use these little zoom out buttons until I can see the whole page. That's pretty good. Okay, now if you're using a Macintosh, you'll hit Shift Command 4, and you'll notice this little target appears. You have to hold down Shift Command 4 all at the same time. And then you can go up to the upper left of this screen, and then you drag a rectangle about the size of the page. Okay, and then you'll let go. And that just took a screenshot of it. And it was just that part that I had in that rectangle. It wasn't anything else on the page. Okay, that's all we need for the PDF. So I'm going to close this tab. And I don't need this anymore. Now, to make it something that the kids can write on, you'll go to your Google Drive and you'll write new. You'll select new, and you're going to go down to Google Slides. I just learned this morning. Some other teacher posted a video last week that somebody on my staff shared, and it was news to me. So I'm showing you how to do it too, but I'm going to take it a step further and I'm going to put it in the Google Classroom. Okay. When you open up the slide presentation, this is the default size of the page that you're working on, and it's not what we want. So you're going to go to File, and you want to keep scrolling down until you get to Page Setup. You're going to select Page Setup, and there's your widescreen default. We want to go to Custom. And we just took a screenshot of an 8.5 by 11 paper. You can make it any size you want. Actually, I think the paper that I took is a little smaller than that, but it's going to work for this. You can change it to centimeters if you want, different things, just to keep it to inches, okay? Press Apply, and that's going to change the format to what we're looking for, okay? Now, this is what I learned today. I knew all this other stuff, but this one is new for me. Click on Background, and you're going to choose an image. And if you took a screenshot, on a Macintosh, it automatically saves it to your desktop. If you take it on a PC, you will have to save it in a certain place and then find it. I would always recommend putting it in your desktop for now. Just an easy place to find it. So there's my most recent screenshot. I just took it today. I'm going to open it up, and it's automatically going to fill into that page. I'm just going to say done. There it is. So now this is something, as they explained in the other video that I watched, that the kids can't alter. It's a background. They can't click on it. They can't select it. So when you share this with them, which I'll also show you how to do, they can't mess with it, okay? It's just like it's a piece of paper with it printed on there in ink, which is really cool. I'm going to call this 13-1 practice so that my students could find it. All right? Now, in order to make this something that the kids can write on using their technology. Let me close this so I can get a bigger view. I'm going to zoom in by going to the view and saying zoom. Let's go to 100%. So I want them to write their answers in this box, right? They're going to write the fraction as a multiple of a unit fraction and use fraction strips to help. I might even give them an example here, depending on how things go, but I'm probably going to show them on my lesson. So I'm not going to do that here. I'm just going to give them a place where they can put the answer in. And I'll show you what I did with the other side. I'm going to insert a text box, which you can do by clicking this, or you can also say insert text box, either one. I like the little shortcut. Probably a hotkey you can do too. And then I'm going to draw that in here, and I'll make it a little bit bigger, even than the line needs to be. And then inside here, I'm going to put the pound symbol so that they can see that this is where they write. Because when I click somewhere else, it disappears. So you want them to be able to see, because when they open up their page, it's going to look just like this one does. And if I didn't put the pound symbol here, they not know that they can hover their cursor over here and that this is where they can begin to type. All right. Now I want this on all of these answers. So I'm going to hit Command C to copy it and Command V to paste it. It's going to give me one of the same size. And if you look over here, see that red line up here? That tells me that it's going to be oriented exactly in the same part of the page as the one over there. So it'll look nice and clean. I hit Command V again to keep pasting. I'm going to put another one over here. See how they're equal distant apart with those blue spacers? I like this stuff. Another Control V. Now I'm going to line it with the one above it and the one to the left. See that? Everything's going to be lined up perfectly. So all those little hashtags, as the kid calls them, the number symbols, will be there. All right. So I now have 9 little answer windows that the kids can write their answers in. If I scroll down a little bit for number 10, so for this one, I'm going to put another text box in, but I'm going to make this a really big text box that they can write. So to move a text box, you can just click in the middle here and drag it all the way around that you want. Here it's going to tell me it's in the middle of the page. I don't need that. I want it to be centered over all these lines. Okay? And then again, I'm going to click over here. Edit text, and I'm going to write in write your answer here, and then this is beautiful. Don't forget to explain. When I show them this on the lesson that I'm going to video for them, I'll tell them to get rid of that. So they just click here, they'll erase that, and they'll begin writing their answer. Okay? And that's all there is to it. So now this is all done. When I go back to the Zoom, let me show you if I zoom it back out again, 50. If the kids look at it at this view, they can still click here and write their answers in. Okay? It works out pretty cool. Anywhere they click, they can write their answers. I am going to tell them, however, to be careful, because if they hit the delete key, let me try something. If I hit here and then the border, yeah, see, they can delete the answer box, and I don't want them to do that. And so far, I haven't found a way that I could freeze it on there. So when I give them the lesson, I'm going to tell them don't delete the answer box. But I already taught them this year, just like I did, they can hit the back arrow if they ever done something that they want to fix. Anyway, so here is your writable document that the kids all can write on. Now I'm going to go to my Google Classroom. You will hit the Create button if you're starting a new assignment. You would hit Create and click Assignment for this, because you want to do assignment because you're going to make a copy for everybody. I've already started one. As you can see here, when I hover over it, it's called 13.1, and it has no due date for now because I'm just kind of playing around with this. Notice how over here it says scheduled for April 15th. Don't know if you've ever seen that. When you're making an assignment or a list or anything on here, you don't have to post it right away. Normally it would say post it or make it live. You can hit schedule up here and then schedule it for some time in the future, and it will not appear on this to the students until 8 a.m. on April 15th. Pretty cool, huh? All right. So as you could tell, my title is just 13.1. My instructions say select the numbers to type numbers into the answer blanks for both pages. Because they don't turn them in, I don't see it. All right. So here's my other one that I did. I already did 13.1 reteach. Now I'm going to add a Google Drive document. And it always defaults to the most recent thing you did. And I'm going to add 13.1 practice. Press add. I want it so that every student gets their own copy. And if I haven't told you this before, the nice thing is their names are at the top of each copy and they don't have to share it with me. So there's the two things I want the kids to do. When they click on this assignment in the Google Classroom, all they have to do is select the reteach and then watch the video where I'm going to explain to them. As you can see on my reteach, there are some answers here where they can click. Even though it's pretty small, I got to teach them to make that view zoom 100%, and then they can see, oh yeah, I can put my answer right there. All right. That's it. Hopefully that works for you. I think it's pretty darn convenient.